Hey guys, my name is Kelly Ehlert. I own Priority Physical Therapy in Mount Juliet, Tennessee. We specialize in orthopedics and pre and postnatal population, specifically with pelvic floor concerns and consideration. So today we're going to talk about 5 additional ways. We talked about 5 ways the other day, so I can share that with you. 5 other ways pelvic floor PT is beneficial for mamas during pregnancy. So we talked about this last time. Abdominal restrictions reduces instability. Instability increases core stability, improves ligamentous mobility. So if you want to see those, let me know and I can shoot you that video. Today we're going to talk about 5 additional ways. So one of the things that a lot of people have a lot of fear around is movement through and into pregnancy, and especially as the baby gets bigger and the belly gets bigger. There are a lot of positions that are safe. We just have to listen to body, and we also have to listen to the doctor. We know that exercise is super important during pregnancy and especially post and pre. There's a ton of literature on improved diabetes, if you have it or potentially will avoid getting it, improved blood pressure, possible reduction in swelling, reduction in some of the other considerations and concerns that some people are put on bed rest for. We also know that the cognition of the baby, the brain activity of that baby is actually enhanced when we exercise. Our goal within our profession is to keep you moving. So if you're unsure of something, I know a lot of people are really scared about doming and abdominal distension, please reach out and see one of us. We can kind of go through some tips and tricks to keep that safe. 2, reduce any fears or myths. So this kind of goes back to the diastasis. And scarcity mindset and fear around movement, please let one of us know. Sometimes fear actually gets in the way of delivery. A lot of our emotion is housed in the pelvis. A lot of our fears get housed in our body. And so sometimes just vocalizing those can be powerful, but also showing you the things that you thought were scary or negative and helping you move through those things physically, psychologically, emotionally, socially can give you huge improvements in outcomes. 3, keeping that pelvis mobile. So I'm going to grab my little pelvis really quick. So here's your pelvis. Your sacrum is the tailbone in the back. Let me see if I can get in front of you. This tailbone, we want to be able to move back and forth. I can never find you. It kind of tips out of the way so baby can come into the inlet. And then it tips out of the way so baby can come out. So being able to, I can never find it, being able to let that tailbone move well and keep it moving can help with pubic symphysis dysfunction, round ligament pain, uterosacral dysfunction, SI pain, sciatica nerve stuff. What I often find is if that's hypermobile or hypomobile, hyper is too much movement, hypo is too little movement. Usually one side has one side has the other, and ironically, the painful side is usually not the problem side. So that's something that I have seen a lot of. But keeping things mobile and symmetric, that's huge for a lot of us, especially if we played sports growing up or if this is our second or third child. A lot of times there's junk that we just hadn't fixed from the first half of life or first baby. Keep the pelvis moving. So going back, so we've got the sacrum that we talked about. Pelvis would be the rim bones. These, let's see if I can get in front of you. These can kind of tip back and forth. Can you see how much shear there is? If we do not have the stability across or the mobility within, then we get a lot of those pubic symphysis, the lightning crotch, the SIJ, the junk that we can help. We can help show your body what it needs to do. Pain happens when the things that your body are using, the compensation patterns your body are using are not helpful anymore. So usually there's stiffness, tightness, weakness, other clues and tips and tricks that your body is trying to tell you and show you are present. Pain is usually the last thing to come and the first thing to go, and then we have to address those underlying dysfunctions. And number 5, keep your hips happy. So all those little butt cheek muscles, they live in the pelvis. They live in this region here. A few of them actually help the pelvic floor, and they help the femur stay in the socket better. If things slide and glide well, then everybody's happy. If they don't slide and glide well, then somebody has to pick up the slack, just like we talked about. If these were helpful, if you want to know more specifics, reach out. I have a few things that I've prepared. But definitely this is a case-by-case scenario in that, sometimes we need exercises to kind of pull us back or pull us forward or tip the pelvis. But that all goes back to learning how to control your own body and finding where you are within your own body. Please reach out if you have questions. I'm going to do a third video in just a second on 5 additional ways and additional reasons why you need your own pelvic floor PT.